it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? Fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's facts, taking big swings, hand me like that, put me in the ring, you go out in effect, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took a red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real good. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time.
Its intensity may be more than some wish to be exposed to, and those people should
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
Another Sunday Night Live Gastlecast.
Wow.
Hello, everybody. We're live to hang out with you for a little while and talk shit about Thor: Love and Thunder. Spoiler free, hopefully. Hopefully, we don't get into spoilers. We're going to try to do our best.
We're not going to, and
We're
nobody...
No. The point I'm making is that when you start talking about stuff, sometimes you lead into things that you don't realize is a spoiler,
Chris.
but it turns out to be a spoiler.
Chris.
You don't really realize it's a spoiler, but it's sort of a spoiler. But we're going to try our best to steer away from any spoilers.
You're not doing
here.
Any spoilers.
It could happen. I don't know.
If anyone in the comments...
I can't make any promises. That's the point I'm making here. I can't make any promises.
If Chris spoils anything, he will get slapped in the face live. First of all. Second of all, if anyone in the comments leaves any spoilers...
Whom? By whom?
Me. If anyone in the comments leaves any spoilers, you will be muted and you will not be welcome back. So please do not leave spoilers in the comments.
So what you're telling me is you're slapping people and you're blocking people and you're kicking people out.
And I'm muting people, yes. If they want to spoil a movie that just came out last week. Okay,
well, thankfully we're able to open the video very positively with a positive message. So here's a couple things before we get started in talking about Thor. I want to talk about it a little bit. I don't want to get too deep. If you have questions about stuff and things, hit us with questions. I was going to make this just another Q&A video, but I decided I hated Thor so much that I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We have something really cool coming that we've been working on, I would say, for at least a week. This is sort of a quick to get completed sort of a project. We were working, the idea came up, it sprung up last weekend, and we've been trying our hardest to make it come to fruition, I guess. So we should have news on this thing sometime this week, and I'm really excited to share that information with you. It is not figure related, but it is Mischief Toys related. So there you go, there's that information, and take it as you will. The people that I shared this with today, though, like close friends, they are losing their mind over this idea, this project that we're on. So I'm really excited about it, and I think everybody's going to love this thing. Okay, so Heather, what are you eating? Because you're always eating food, and it's so inappropriate, but go ahead.
So it's really weird. I'm not that hungry because I had a really super late lunch at like 4:30. But I made Chris and Max burgers and chicken on the grill. I made Max macaroni and cheese. I made Chris cauliflower and green beans. And I just decided to have cauliflower and macaroni and cheese.
So you didn't eat dinner tonight?
No.
This is your dinner.
This is dinner, yeah. I wasn't hungry. I had a huge bowl of Indian food.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect. You know, listen, it's perfect timing to do it when we're in front of a camera talking to all of you. It's really good to show your respect for everybody.
Listen.
Very good.
I was very busy.
No, why don't you swallow your food before you tell us this? No, swallow your food. No, swallow your food first.
All
Heather.
about what I was doing.
Heather, seriously? Seriously? You're getting cauliflower on me. It's grossing me out. Can you swallow your food? Can you swallow your food? Can you swallow your food before you start talking? Okay.
I was busy wrapping packages, like a ton of packages to go out from giveaway
And
winners.
no, that's not slang for anything.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Is that it? I'm sitting here
That's
waiting
why-
for
that's
you.
why
Just
I
kind of
needed my
veered
dinner.
off the road.
That's
Okay,
why I
all
needed my dinner.
right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about Thor: Love and Thunder. Now I want to give you Chris walking through the door of this film, like my thoughts walking into the theater. I had read that the Rotten Tomato scores were coming out, and they were sort of like mid. You had people who seemed to like it in terms of reviewers, like real reviewers, and you had some people who said they didn't like it. Then the audience score seemed to be a little bit higher, like the audience seemed to like it beforehand. I saw a lot of people posting about it. You need to go see this movie. It's fantastic. So I go in. I never go in like I'm going to agree or disagree with the reviewers. I sort of take that in, like, and have it, I don't know, kind of in my mind when I go see the movie. Not that it matters, but just, hey, I wonder what these people are talking about.
Can I talk about what I thought going into the movie?
Of course, absolutely. Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this video, this live.
So Chris had told me about the Rotten Tomatoes thing. I personally, unless I'm purchasing a movie, I don't care about that. Like, if we're set to go and see a movie, I don't care about seeing the reviews.
Really?
At all, no.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, so if you were to go see a film in the theater and you're going to spend your money, your hard-earned money,
I would.
Would you look at Rotten Tomatoes to see if it's good or not before you would go and see it, or do you just say, you know what, I just want to go see this film?
Yes, unless it's opening night. Like, opening night, I don't care about the spoilers, only because there's so few reviews on it. Like, I don't trust critics. They're too critical.
No, I'm not talking about spoilers.
I mean, reviews. I don't care about reviews.
So when you're willing to go and pay the money, even if it has bad reviews or not, like Morbius, would you have been okay? Like, we haven't seen Morbius, but it's been panned. Would you have been okay to go and see it? Would you have paid the money even though the bad reviews were coming in?
If we went opening night,
yes,
and it was mostly critic reviews, I would have been okay seeing it.
All right.
But I, personally, knowing what I know about Morbius, I wouldn't spend my money to go and see it right now.
You mean the second time it hit theaters?
After people started seeing it.
It got hit.
The second time. I know it did.
Oh, you heard it hit theaters twice.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
Okay.
But anyhow.
You keep looking up here. Is there something up here? I noticed your eyes are going up here. Is it am I looking weird or something? Am I got a weird thing?
No.
Mashed potatoes on me?
The poster behind us, it's tripping me out because the poster is fine, but see the curtain? It sort of goes like this.
Uh-huh.
It's slanted, and it's making it look like it's off balance, but it's not.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking that
cool.
way. Anyway,
you walked into the theater with this in mind.
Okay, so I don't care to look at reviews before I go and see a Marvel movie because we see them opening night every single time, right?
MCU Marvel films.
Yes. So I basically watched the first trailer. I knew the soundtrack would be good, or I figured the soundtrack would be good.
What made you say that? According to the trailer? That's what made you think the soundtrack was going to be good?
No, the title. The title of the movie.
Okay.
And the fact that Taika Waititi directed it.
Yeah. You know what's weird?
What?
Guardians of the Galaxy films, they'll play one song one time. It won't be replayed too much throughout the film.
Which I love.
Which I think is great. It's nice that you get that sort of classic song that's being played, but you only get it one time.
Mm-hmm.
Taika Waititi likes to use the songs multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So in Ragnarok, he used the Led Zeppelin song a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm
not a huge fan of, but at least it's good music.
No, it's okay.
Anyhow, I love Thor as a character.
Okay.
I love Korg. I love Valkyrie.
Korg wasn't good. Not in this movie.
Listen.
Okay.
According to Ragnarok.
You're saying you're going in. You're going in. Sorry. I'm thinking about it. Go ahead. Sorry.
I love Thor. I love like all of the like God sort of lore that they tie in with all of Thor and Loki stuff. So I was like, this is going to be a good movie. Ragnarok, I found good. I found it to have good humor. I found it to have good action.
Okay.
I just really enjoyed it. Hela was a fucking badass.
Okay.
I loved Hela.
So you like the villain. You like the heroes.
I knew who the
You like the dynamic between the characters.
Yes.
You liked Hulk.
I knew who the villain was in this movie.
Okay.
And according to their name, see, I don't know the background like you do. According to their name, I thought they were going to be epic. Like beyond anything we've ever seen before.
What do you mean?
Just due to their name.
Like whom?
The villain of the movie. Was that would it be spoilery
No,
if we talked
it's Gore.
about it?
Gore the God Butcher.
Gore the God Butcher. That is like a badass name. I thought he was going to be like,
Butchering gods.
Yeah, doing just like the craziest shit, and
Right.
he was going to be like sort of mysterious, but like when he came for you, he was going to like fuck you up.
Okay.
Well,
No, don't spoil it because you're about to.
no, I'm not. I did not feel any epicness to that character.
Nor did I, and I thought they made him like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
But we're talking about you going into the film.
Oh,
Like,
well,
we're going too far here.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going into the movie, and these are my thoughts.
Okay, so you thought that you were excited about the villain, you're excited about the heroes because you remember them for the previous
and
film.
I was excited. Like, I feel like with MCU movies in general, they have a very good balance of action versus humor.
Yes.
For example, in comparison to DC films, I'll use Wonder Woman 84. No, it wasn't 84. It was the first Wonder Woman that we saw together.
Okay, for first Wonder Woman, it's called Wonder Woman.
Oh, it is? It wasn't like...
No, it's called Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Forced humor. There was that scene on the boat where it was her and that guy.
Yeah, okay.
And
I got it.
awkward as hell.
I got
it. Was so, and they kept going. And they kept going and going.
Yeah.
About like awkward, like sort of sexy stuff, but not.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're getting too far ahead. All right,
Okay.
so walking in, as I've mentioned already about myself, is that I walk into any Marvel film with the expectation, MCU film, that it's going to be good. Because I love the MCU. It's like my favorite thing ever. And I love Marvel stuff. And I collect Marvel. I have like tons of Hot Toys behind me. That's pretty much all I collect in Funko Pop form. I love the TV shows on Disney Plus. Most of them. Some of them are like meh. But for the most part, I'm a huge Marvel Cinematic Universe guy. A Marvel Studios guy. And frankly, I'm a fanboy, and I like pretty much anything that they put out. I can find at least something that I like in it, okay? So I'll just lay that out on the table now. They can put out absolute crap, and there's like one thing that I'll find that I'll like about it. That was before Thor Love and Thunder, okay? Because before Thor Love and Thunder, like I could find anything, even as far as like what was the one film that we went to see? Where's all the this is how horrible this is now. Like, I'm just, like, completely lost all the Marvel film names now. The titles. Eternals, thank you. Eternals. I went to see that, and there were parts of it that I like Kingo. I liked Kingo in that movie. But overall, that movie was just okay. I mean, it wasn't, like, great. I don't know if I'll go back and watch it a lot. I might go back and watch it again, like, once or twice. Thor, Love and Thunder, I went in with the expectations of... This is going to be an upgrade to Ragnarok because Thor 1 and Thor 2 were directed by totally different people. Thor 1 I enjoyed a lot. Thor 2 I absolutely hated. Ragnarok came out and I loved it. I thought it was great. People said there was too much humor. I tend to agree with that, but I liked it for what it was. I thought Thor Love and Thunder would give us that same balance. And the answer to that is no. So they for whatever reason, they just went like just 100% comedy. Like it was just comedy the entire time. And the way that I look at it with this film is that it's not that they were looking for parts of the movie to be funny. It was like, let's force our humor on virtually every single scene of the movie. And then it was like, well, we're going to make this scene really funny. And then it was almost like they were gauging the audience as they were watching it. It was like, we're going to tell this joke. And then if the joke doesn't land, then they're like, well, let's keep telling the joke. Because if we keep telling this joke, it's going to make them laugh. And they keep telling the joke. And it's still not making people laugh. And then they go even further. Like the joke will not end. Do you remember the part where they're with the floating head? I'm not giving anything away, but there's like a floating head.
Yes.
Okay, that part, there. If you've seen it, there's a part where they basically drag this joke out for so long that it just becomes, everything about the movie is like, it's. How did I explain it the other day in the video? It's like a joke on the audience. Mm-hmm. I feel like they were like screwing with us. Like I feel like Marvel is almost like, we can sell them anything. They'll buy anything at this point. They'll love everything that we put out. They loved Eternals, so we can do whatever we want now. And with this movie, they're like, we're going to make millions of dollars on this movie, which they have. By the way, I have numbers. Hold on. I found this popped up today, okay? This popped up. So the first Thor film made $65 million. The second made $85 million. Ragnarok made $122 million. And Thor Love and Thunder made $143 million. I believe that's in the first weekend. $143 million for Love and Thunder. A movie. I mean, and Ragnarok was $122. That is what's telling, that Ragnarok, from 2013 to 2017, the second Thor, 85, 2017, 122 for Ragnarok. That's a pretty big leap, right?
It is.
That's a big jump in between those years.
But so is 122 to 143.
Yeah, but that's my point. I think they fell in
me?
love with Thor. They knew
Yes.
that Taika Waititi's in it, or he has a part of it.
Yeah.
And Chris Hemsworth is back as Thor. So, and then they saw the Guardians in the trailer. And they're like, oh my God, I'm going to give you my money. I'm going to pay everything I can to see this movie. People are buying IMAX. They're buying the popcorn bins with the Mjolnir on it and everything. Oh my God, I think so. I saw pictures of it. I don't like that at all. It's just too ridiculous. Like, it's too over the top, right? I mean, now they're making they're making statues that hold fucking popcorn.
But they're doing it because it sells.
I know they are, but like, how ridiculous is this going to get?
That is pretty ridiculous. I mean, the Doctor Strange one was cool because it was a box.
Yes, and I have it back here. It's translucent. It's behind the dock. I don't even know. Can you see it? It's sort of back there. But it's translucent. It's kind of a neat little piece. It's a little square. This is like an entire monument to Thor. Like, you need an entire room for the fucking thing. It's crazy to me. Anyway, but that's besides the point. Point is that people went out to see this movie because they knew that they loved Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was humongous. And it had heart. It had humor. It had really great characters. It had a really great villain. At the end of the day, Hela was one of the greater villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
She was awesome.
She was an awesome character, and everybody loved the movie, partially because of her. This movie, it brings you in by saying, well, Christian Bale's in the film.
Yeah.
And Christian Bale has played all sorts of characters as an actor.
He is
Well,
incredible.
Well, Batman as being one of those characters, which, in my opinion, him playing Batman wasn't even one of his greatest roles, but he played an American Psycho, which was great. He was also in The Machinist. You ever see that?
No, I have not.
That was the most grotesque thing I've ever seen in my life. He lost so much weight. He looks like, I can't even explain it. He has not an ounce of fat on his body. He looks like he's about to die. There's The Machinist. And then
that was him.
I know it was him.
Yeah.
I know, it's amazing.
He could have killed himself doing whatever he did to lose all
There's
that weight.
another movie where he
crazy.
played a character where he was severely overweight, but he was really overweight. He gained all that weight. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Christian Bale is like an incredible actor of our time. He's like one of the top tier actors. You put him in a role and he does a fantastic job with it. I don't know what happened here. And it wasn't even like that he did, like he was bad at it. It wasn't well directed. Or
I can tell you exactly what happened. Do you want to know what I think happened?
They filled his mouth full of ink and told him just to let it fall out of his mouth the whole time and droop out?
Okay. An issue that I had with it is I felt no connection to the characters. I feel like that's something that I really gravitate to. In order for me to care about the characters, there needs to be some sort of story behind them.
He got a story.
Hold on. I know that Thor has been in films before, and I fell in love with him there, but I didn't feel that same connection with him in this movie, even though I've seen Thor before. Valkyrie, I love that character. I didn't fall in love with her in this movie. I didn't, like, even with villains...
There wasn't much to love when it
No.
came to each... You love the characters going in, but there wasn't much more to love about them in this movie, is your point?
Right. So as far as Gore goes, I feel like I didn't know as much about him. And of course, I'm not going to fall in love with a villain, but I want to know about a villain. I want to know...
You want a good backstory.
Yeah.
Like Thanos, they were able to tell a pretty good backstory.
Yeah, and I feel like they did okay showing us like how things happen and everything. But I'll compare it to The Walking Dead. And I know not many people are into The Walking Dead right now, but...
You're going to compare something to The Walking Dead?
I love The Walking Dead.
I like The Walking
Hold
Dead
on.
also. I don't know if
Shut
that's
your
good.
mouth.
I don't know if that's
Please,
a good one
I
now.
don't care. Let me
I don't
talk.
know if that's good, Heather.
Please allow me to speak.
I'm
Please.
letting you speak. Go ahead.
Thank you. The Walking Dead, Season 1. You meet all of these characters. You see them struggling and finding out how to survive and living and getting to know each other. And you fall in love with character. People would say that stupid thing, if Daryl dies, we riot. People fucking love Daryl. People love Rick. People love Carl. People love those characters. Fear the Walking Dead, the first season, I couldn't give a shit less about because I did not feel that connection to the characters. I didn't feel the character development that The Walking Dead had. I didn't see the stories that The Walking Dead had. With a lot of Marvel films, we don't get a crazy amount of that, but it's enough for you all of the time. But it's enough for you to feel some sort of connection to these characters and have some sort of like empathy for these characters and feel sort of how they're feeling and like root for them and be excited for them to like save the day. In this film, it was just all let me crack a joke and that's it. And I feel like with the runtime, it was less than 2 hours long. That's crazy for a Marvel movie. That is not enough time for us to feel a connection, for action to happen, and for everybody to be happy.
Well, no, if it was a good film, it doesn't have to be 400 hours.
No, it doesn't. But for this,
if it's written well, it doesn't have to be super long. It really doesn't.
No, but I like a good I feel like for Marvel movies, I think 3 hours is like a decent time. 2.5 or 3 hours even 30 extra minutes would have added so much more story.
Well, apparently this movie was cut down a lot, and there's a lot that maybe should have been in the movie, but they removed it. That
is probably where the things are that we feel is missing.
Well, no, maybe they just left in all the parts where the comedy was there. I don't know. Like, the thing that we were left with Infinity War and Endgame was that Thor had virtually lost everything, and he was really bummed out, and he was depressed, and he was having a very hard time. And this movie picks up that he basically kind of, he's broken those chains, I guess, and now he's getting himself back into shape, and he wants to be a superhero again.
Not spoiler territory because he was in shape in the trailer.
No, it's in the trailer. But he wants to be like, the man again.
People were accusing us in the comments of spoilers a couple of times, but...
Today? Right now?
Earlier on.
Oh, I don't care. Well, then don't watch. He wants to become Thor again. But they don't sort of ride on that line of him still having problems in the previous films. It's almost like he opens the movie and they're like, well, he's through it now. He's fine. Like, he's okay now. He's in a better. He's in a better place than he's ever been. It should have been a growth movie where you're learning about how Thor is getting his mojo back. Because in Endgame, he basically gets all of his power. He puts that, his new suit on. He's got both, the axe and the hammer when he walks down with Captain America and Iron Man. And he's like, let's go kick some ass. I want to kill Thanos. I want to end this, right? That's kind of where his head's at. But that doesn't mean that Thor is in a better place mentally or that he's doing well. He still has a really hard time. Even though he's a god, he still has emotions and he still has his own issues. Mm-hmm. This movie opens up where he's fine again. Mm-hmm. That was one of the biggest points of the entire film that I could not level with. It was really silly. What's the matter? What are you looking at?
Stop.
Oh my God. What? Is there a sex hotline in the comments section? I don't know what's going on.
I'm getting ready to call them.
Yeah, you got to do something about that. A lot of people are saying that please do a spoiler review. People who haven't watched it yet probably won't. I could do a spoiler review. I wanted to do a spoiler review, but I did see people in the comments and before that said they didn't want any spoilers. So I'm going to respect that. And the thing is that there are a lot of things that happen in this movie that absolutely make zero sense to me. So maybe in the future we can kind of swing back and talk a little bit more about the spoilery type things that just does not make sense to me. I think I was excited and happy to know that Thor was still a part of the gang and the overall story of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's exciting to me because we've lost a lot of other people. So it's good Thor's still there, Hawkeye's still around. I like having those classic characters around. I honestly thought we would go into this film and we would lose a major character, but that doesn't necessarily happen in this movie either. This thing is sort of, it just seems like, in the movie, they make a point a lot that it's and they say this in the trailer, and I think they say this in the promotional stuff, but it's another Thor adventure. That's the point they're always pointing that out. It's another Thor adventure. Well, yeah, it was. That's pretty much all it was. Like, it wasn't anything past just another Thor adventure. There was no growth of the storyline for the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe. There was no overall growth for Thor. Like, even in the end, it doesn't feel like he learned anything. Or that anything has changed. There was one thing that changed for him by the end, but nothing, because I can't spoil that. But in the end, it wasn't like anything that was like, oh my God, this is so mind-blowing. Even the credit sequences weren't even the greatest. No. Like, I was sort of bummed out with those. Like, the very last one was like sort of full of heart, and I kind of like that, I guess. But mostly, it was all sort of just bland. Like, all of it was just so bland, and it just seemed like Taika Waititi, he had such brilliant ideas for Ragnarok, and he's been posting like on social media about how everybody needs to go see the movie, which I understand. But he, as a director and as a man who's made all these different movies, not even the Thor cinematic, Marvel Cinematic Universe films, but he's made all these TV shows and films that are really well done. He has to look at this and know there's a problem. He cannot be serious.
So I haven't seen anything or actually read anything about this, but I've heard that people said that he personally felt like it was cut down a bit too much. So I don't know how big of a role he plays in that. Like, I don't know who determines how long a movie is and what stays and what goes.
Well, hold on. Let's look at it this way. If you have a film that's 3 hours long, okay, in the end, you edit it and it's 3 hours long.
Okay.
And you're like, well, we have to cut this down. It can't be this long. Let's say for the theaters and Kevin Feige and all them, they're like, it cannot be this long of a film, so you have to cut it down to be at least 2.5 hours. And Taika Waititi's looking at it, and he's like, well, there's stories that I tell in this film that if I tell it, if I cut certain parts of this out, the story, then I have to cut out other. You understand? They all connect. So because they all connect, he has to cut all of that out. It shrinks it even more.
Yeah,
and that's how and that's why I think that we've shrunk this film down so much, is because he had to cut out all these different storylines and arcs that would no longer make any sense had he kept some parts of it in.
Which is very unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. The as we mentioned, the characters weren't all that great. The villain was absolutely horrendously horrible. Just horrendous. There are things in the movie that make no sense. It's like they decided, let's make up new rules.
Yeah.
Let's make up new rules. Like, they did this in Last Jedi, where Leia, the ship blows up, and in episode 8, Leia is like out in space, and then like she has an orb that goes around her, and she comes back into the ship, and it's like, okay, Jedis have powers, they can do all sorts of cool things. This is something we've never heard of. This is something we do not know about. And all of a sudden it's happening, and it almost seems like it's happening for the sake of the film, which is always crap. I feel like that is what's happened in this film too. It was like, let's find these little ways that we can give Thor additional abilities and make him cooler than he already is. But these are things that are just so stupid. And if you watch the movie, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It's toward the end of the movie, towards the end, like grand, which isn't even a grand battle, towards the end grand battle. I mean, it's just, then there's a part where...
Without giving spoilers, it's so hard to talk about because
there's a love story between Thor and his and the axe.
It's weird.
That's the weirdest thing about the whole movie. There's a love story between Thor and Stormbreaker.
I mean, it's not that weird.
But Stormbreaker thinks that he's cheating on him. Like the axe thinks that Thor is cheating on the axe. Like it's as if the axe lives. Like, okay. It's believable that Doctor Strange has a cape that talks, or not talks, but like floats around and it does its own thing, right? You know what it reminds me of? You know what the Doctor Strange cape or whatever you want to call it reminds me of, Heather?
What?
It reminds me of the magic carpet from Aladdin.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It has sort of that personality. You can tell it's a little snarky. It doesn't have to say anything. It doesn't have to be like its own character and walk around
really
and do
quick,
anything.
I have
What?
to interrupt
Go
you.
ahead.
I'm sorry. So, Foolish Morgan's commented, the longer the movie, the less screenings they can have per day, i.e. less ticket sales.
Interesting. Okay.
That makes perfect sense.
That does. Okay, so let's get back to this. For a second, I want you to hang with me just for a second. The magic carpet is very similar to Doctor Strange's cape.
Yes.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
Snarky, everything. Okay, gotcha. When the hell did Stormbreaker become Mr. Personality or Miss Personality or whatever?
In
like,
Thor Love and Thunder.
How did this even happen? Like, there was no explanation that this was going to happen.
No. I mean,
Right?
So we know that it can move on its own, but that's all we've ever seen.
Well, that's the thing, but...
Like, Thor calls it and it's there, but we've never seen, like, things get...
Well, to me, it seemed like Stormbreaker was different than Mjolnir, where he could call it and stuff, but he didn't have that connection to the axe like he did the Mjolnir. Like Mjolnir, he could... It almost seemed like anywhere he was... Like, and okay, let's make this connection. He was the only person that could lift it because he was worthy. Stormbreaker, it seemed like it could be lifted by anybody.
Yeah.
There was no, like... You have to be worthy in order to hold Stormbreaker. That never came up, ever.
Right.
So in place of it being not, it could be held by anybody, now it has a personality and loves Thor, and has a love story with Thor?
It was weird.
Like, what is that about? I mean, come on, what is going on here?
Well,
I don't get this.
There was also this really weird part, and it was a huge part of the storyline, but throughout the movie, it was a very small, like, there wasn't much of this item, and I can't say it here, but I want to talk to you about it later because we haven't fully discussed this. We basically just looked at each other and said we didn't like this movie.
Well, what if we said we're going into spoilers?
No,
hold on. Because
we're gonna talk about a lot here. There's a lot of people in the chat who haven't seen it. And
well, no, they can. We'll give them 5 minutes, and then we'll tell them when it's spoiler time.
No. We're not doing spoilers right now. It's too close to the movie.
I don't think it is. If
Chris,
people don't want to watch it, they don't have to stick around. We can talk about
have
this.
other stuff to talk about. I don't feel comfortable going into spoiler territory. I don't think that's right.
God, it's hard for me not to talk about it.
Okay, then we'll stop talking about the movie in general. Okay. Are you okay with that? Can we stop talking about the movie in general and start talking about something else?
What do you want to talk about?
We can talk about a number of things.
Well, now you got me on Thor, and I don't know if I can get off the Thor thing.
I understand, but I don't...
All right, go ahead. What are you going to say?
So what we're going to leave this at is we did not like the movie. We are not saying you don't go out and see it. Because...
What? We just sat here and we talk crap about it.
Shut up.
Hey, don't tell me to shut up.
No, I am telling you to shut up because this is like the 6th time that you've interrupted me and I'm getting like very frustrated with it.
That's our dynamic, Heather. I interrupt you, you interrupt me.
Yeah, my dynamic is about to be like throwing you through the window. So if you could stop, that would be cool.
Throw me through the window, please.
Okay, so people tell us all the time that we shouldn't talk about certain things because we're going to influence people to buy or not to buy certain things, and that's not what we're about. We talk about what we like, we talk about what we don't like. If someone else wants to go and do something, buy something, or wants to not buy something, that's their decision. So don't take what we say as the gospel. Don't take what we say as what your opinion should be. I love that people are finding happiness out of this movie. I love that there are people that are loving this movie. We've had so many people ask us, like, did we watch the same movie? I loved it. I give it a 9 out of 10. I don't understand how you couldn't like it. I found it so funny, blah, blah, blah. That is fantastic.
I haven't read much of that.
I have. I was replying to a lot of the comments on that video we posted where
Not
you
that much.
mentioned
I'm talking overall. I've been all over the internet looking at different where people were commenting about the film on like different posts by like comingsoon.net and stuff like that. I would say most people are disliking the movie from what I have read, because I'm really big on all this. I want to know what people are thinking about it. One, to make sure that maybe I haven't completely lost my mind, because I love MCU and it's going to take a lot for me to dislike the MCU. And I'm not saying that this has affected my love for the MCU. I'm just very frustrated that this happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Me too.
Yeah, because I love all the films and I love the connect. That was something that somebody pointed out, not to break off because I know you're going to slap me in the face. What I don't like is that in this particular phase, we're not getting a lot of connectivity.
Right.
They're not connecting a lot of these films together. And in Eternal, they had mentioned that like the Thanos thing happened. They're talking about the snap and all that, and that was kind of a connection. But throughout the rest of the series so far and all the different TV shows and everything, Loki sort of connected a little tiny bit. But overall, there's no connections to anything. It's like they're all doing their own shit. And although I'm okay with that every once in a while, overall, we should have some sort of connection that does occur, because that's what the MCU has always been about. It's always been about connecting the story. The overall arc of the story. So every character can have its own arc, and they can have all their little own side adventures, but overall, there should be an overall arc that's about the big story of the MCU. And we don't necessarily have that right now. I think that's the biggest issue. My opinion. And PRB Gaming, completely agree. Everybody should watch it and make their own opinion. Sure. That's the thing, is that you're talking to a guy who's been watching these films in the theater since they first came out back in 2008. I've been watching them that long, and I've been obsessed with them, and I'm one of those people that run around talking about what I think is going to happen later on down the road, where things are going to end up meeting up and all this, and how the story's going to grow and where it's going to be. And for right now, I can't figure out anything. Like, there's no like overall. I mean, I know the Kang the Conqueror is a thing, but after that, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, and it's very frustrating. And I hope they do something about that soon. And it sounded like Kevin Feige said at the end of the year they're going to do something big. That's what it sounded like. They are starting to set up the next movies. Endgame cut the connection, and Marvel is moving on. They're starting to set up for the next, I think, I don't know. Are they setting up for the next movies? That's it. What? I don't know. Yes, the Loki storyline is critical as well. I completely agree. I'm excited about the Loki. The Loki show was great. So I'm excited about that connectivity. I think that's great. But overall, like, we haven't had much of that. We need to have more of it. And I think it's important because that's how the MCU has sort of, I don't know, been such a big deal over time, is because it's all connected. It's all headed for Secret Wars. Chris, you know what that means. Battle World in the MCU. Yes, my friend Sean Neal. Of course it does.
Justin Green had a really good point. He said they're trying to make movies that don't require much prior knowledge to get new fans.
That's a good point.
It is. It's a very good point, but it's not what... I don't want to say what... I don't want to speak for all Marvel fans, but it's not what I wanted to see. It sucks. I love Thor.
I think the fact is that they created this story and all this connectivity over the years that now going back and saying, well, we're going to create all these little series to make newcomers enjoy it and kind of bring in new people is a bad way to go, because what you're doing is you're alienating your actual fans, like your hardcore fans, all the people who are spending all their money on all this Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. Anna Reyes, I've never watched Minions Rise of Gru. No thoughts on it because I do not like Minions. I've never liked those films at all. Maybe Thor will make out with his hammer in the next film. Yeah, he might. Thor might make out with the hammer or the axe. I don't know.
You know
Something could
what?
happen.
Okay. One last thought on Thor. Everybody knows this because it happened in a trailer. I think it was the second trailer, maybe. You see his butt. Not even Chris Hemsworth's ass
Could save the film.
could save this movie for me. And I love Chris Hemsworth.
The problem I had with this movie is that
He does have a nice butt, but
movie-
it didn't do shit. It didn't do... Even if they had his butt on screen for 5 minutes, I would not be able to get all of the other shit that happened in the movie out of
So
my head.
the one thing I want to point out, somebody mentioned earlier that, you know, go and see it for yourself. People are going to love it and all this stuff. Great. But my opinion is this movie was made, it almost feels like it was made for stupid people. And the reason why I say that is because it was constantly trying to make you laugh. Like, it couldn't do what it needed to do on the story. So it was like, well, if we can't build this story and people aren't going to be on board with the story, let's just make people laugh. There was a huge scene at the beginning of the movie when Thor finally reveals that he's big and buff, and it's sort of an action scene. That action scene, if you've seen the film, to me, wasn't even effective. Like, it did not seem... Okay, so what it was trying to be, that scene in Thor Love and Thunder, was trying to be the scene in Ragnarok where he's fighting Ragnarok. What is it? What's the creature with the... He said it has big eyebrows. I can't remember what his name was. You remember at the beginning of Ragnarok? I can't remember now. My brain is scrambled. But he was fighting all these little creatures and the dragon thing in Thor Ragnarok. That battle scene was amazing. And the Led Zeppelin song comes on. It's like super, super epic. Love that scene. They tried to recreate that sort of scene or like that sort of fun and that energy in Love and Thunder in a different scenario. And it did not work at all. There's like tanks and stuff. Who is it? Oh, Surtur. Yeah, the Surtur scene in Ragnarok. That scene was great. But in this movie, they tried to recreate it, and it was horrible. He's fighting like no-name alien things, and it's just so dumb. Yes, thank you, Robert G. And Michael Petrino. It's so stupid. Like, when you watch it, it blows your mind. Like, it's really hard to understand or to, I don't know, it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that this movie was made by the same guy who brought you Ragnarok. That's the thing that hurts my head so much. It just felt like it was made for stupid people. Like, anybody could walk into the theater, like, off the street, like, I don't know, like my grandma could walk in off the street, never seen a Marvel film, walk in, sit down and watch it, and be like, yay, action! There's stupid comedy, right? It just felt like that. Like, none of it was, like, fun to me. None of it felt like it had, like, heart. Didn't it feel like it didn't have a real heart or something? It felt like it felt fake,
hollow.
like hollow and emotionless and just fake, and like it was like a commercial.
It's like
or something.
When you walk up to the cashier at the grocery store and they ask how, like, hey, how are you? You know that they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if you're having a bad day, they're like, oh, sorry to hear that. Your total's $41.62.
There's this old lady at Walmart. She seems very true about her feelings about.
Okay, don't
wanna know how I'm
lie.
doing.
You only use self-checkout at Walmart.
No, it's old lady. No, seriously, old lady at Walmart. She just seemed very nice.
Lying.
Anyway, wow, such a bummer. I mean, I think about everything that happened in this movie, and it just bums me out.
Like, part of me wants to go and watch it again to see if I'll like it better.
Well, let's wait for Disney Plus.
No, I'm not spending money on it.
No.
But I know for a fact, like, the thought of going to see it a second time and having to sit through it a second time.
Right.
Just, I have zero interest. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks so bad. Because I I wanted to love it because I love Thor and I love Guardians. I love the Guardians.
Oh, well, they showed up for like 2 seconds. They rolled out. Because Guardians knew that the movie sucked. And they're like, well, it's time for us to go. We better go on a different adventure because this adventure blows ass. No, good riddance. I mean, if I were the Guardians, I would have left too. I was like, screw this shit. This is going nowhere at all. I hated the comedy and the humor in this movie. I can tell you this. The Gastlecast, when we make our videos, and even when we're live like this, we're not always going to hit the mark. We're not always going to be funny. It's not always going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. It's not always going to give you a belly laugh. But I will say, at least 8 out of 10 times, we're going to give you some sort of chuckle in our videos.
Even so, if a well-known director who knows how to put shit together, who has great writers writing for the MCU, wrote our episodes, we would do a hell of a lot better than this film. I mean, not saying that we're Marvel level or anything, but I'm saying...
I got news for you.
What?
I had a friend reach out to me today, and he goes, you guys should be the ones who write the next Thor film.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to God.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, he reached out and said that. He goes, because you guys are much more funny.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and guess who it was?
Who?
Asim Pollard, he just said, finally know how I feel. Also, you guys are more funnier than the movie. Boom. He just said exactly what I just said.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk to you guys about this film in New York Comic. Oh, hell yeah, Robert Offley.
Yes,
I can't wait to talk to you as well.
That's so... I'm so excited to meet you, Robert.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet everybody there, and I'm really excited to meet Robert as well. Oh, thank you, Tony Tuesdays. He goes, nah, Gastlecast Entertainment's 10 out of 10 times. Thank you,
Tony.
Yeah, so it's... what a bummer. Maybe next weekend we'll come on and we'll do a spoiler version of this, because I feel like we need to sort of do a deep dive into why I dislike this movie so much. So truthfully, this is the first time, believe it or not, this is the first time I felt this strongly about a Marvel film. Thor Dark World, which is Thor 2, was not a great movie at all. And I always considered it my least favorite. Now, this film has become my least favorite, even below that film. And that, I cannot even believe that I'm saying it. I cannot believe. I get what you guys are saying 100%, but it really wasn't that bad. LOL, I feel like Ragnarok took it to another level. That's hard to consistently keep. Plus, he wanted to make it different. Now, Splash Compton, I'm with you. Like, I get what you're saying, but I totally disagree. I think that if you're going to have a movie now where we are in the franchise with Thor was in a position that he had lost everything. He mentioned it in Infinity War, and then in the Endgame, he became an alcoholic, obese guy. This movie should have been him, maybe like showing him going through this whole losing weight and like getting himself back on track in more of a, I don't know, like him becoming a healthier character and him becoming more attuned to what he's supposed to do and what his major overall goal will be in his life now that he's lost everything and everybody. But it wasn't that at all. It's just like he stood up on a rock and he's like, I'm going to kill everything because I'm the greatest. And it's like, oh, great. I guess he figured out his whole life in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And it was just, I don't know, it was dumb. It was just so stupid. So stupid. God.
Big Papa, actually, no, Thor was fine in Ragnarok. I mean, Hulk was in it. What other Avengers were in it? He said it sounds like Thor without the Avengers doesn't grab the audience well. I don't think it's that.
I think if Thor was written, so somebody made a comment that tonally the movie is virtually all over the place, and they're absolutely right. Tonally, it's like every once in a while they want you to feel emotion, and then the emotions that they make you feel, you're in your mind, like while you're watching it, you don't know why you're watching it, but your mind does. That you're supposed to feel a certain way, but you don't feel that way. Because the movie, when you watch a film, right, as an example, you watch a movie that's like really sad, like The Notebook, okay?
Oh, I cried that whole entire movie.
There's scenes in that film where the movie is like, all right, here's where the tone is. You're very sad. This is where you cry as an individual because this is so sad. And as an individual, like Heather just said, she'll cry. That's what the movie is telling you to do.
I cried
That's how
during
you should
Endgame.
feel. You should feel this way. Endgame did it too, but you should feel this way now. This movie is like, here's this, and you should like. Can I just give a quick example without? This is not okay. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to tell this the best way I can. There's a scene in the movie where there's a character that looks at Thor. The character's like lying down on the ground, all messed up. Thor runs up and he's like, "Are you okay?" And the character's like, "Thor, let me be. I want to die a warrior's death." And it's like, and it feels like it's going to be sad, like, you know, play the violins, like, you know, and the character, "Oh, I'm dying," you know. And Thor's like, "Well, you're not actually going to die. So you can't die a warrior's death. You're not going to die a warrior's death." And like, it turns it into a joke. So the character, like, almost mortally wounded is a joke. Like, it's not meant to be. It's meant to be that the character is severely injured. But instead it's played off like it's a fucking joke. Yeah. How does that happen? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the tone is so screwed up. Like, why is Thor going up and saying, like, "Well, you're not going to die a warrior's death because you're not actually dying"? Like, what? I just...
Well, that wasn't exactly what he said.
But he said something like it, and it was so stupid.
I know exactly what it was.
Do you know what I'm saying? What did he say? Do you remember?
I
well,
feel
no.
like
Can you kind of give me? Can you give me a better like output of what he said?
In order to go to Valhalla as a warrior or something.
Right.
Then you need to die within the battle.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so you can't.
The battle was done.
Exactly. So you can't die a warrior's death because the battle is over. And then the character who's dying was like, "Oh, you're right," and then they lived. They survived it. Like, what the fuck? Like, in that moment, when I was watching the film, because you're getting to, like, sort of a serious point, there was no, like, serious, like, it was never at a point was Thor like, we're about to go up against a major threat. Like, Hela was a major threat.
Yeah.
And when he was talking to, what's his name? God, I almost said Hermione. Heimdall.
Hermione?
When he's talking to Heimdall.
Hold on. No.
I know. It's weird. So he's talking to Heimdall, and Heimdall is basically like, "Hey, things are really screwed up here. Like, things are really bad. We're holed up inside of this, like, chamber. We really need some help right now, blah, blah, blah." And Thor's like, "Oh my God, they need help. We need to go and save them." And then that's what kind of causes Thor to go and save Heimdall and the rest of the people at, what's the planet, their Nordish planet, at Asgard. So he has to go there and he has to save everybody. And that's when they show up all epically, and here comes Valkyrie and the Hulk and Loki, you know, the whole crew comes out. And it makes it all epic. There's none of that happens. Like, none of that happens here. There's, like, no epicness at all. Everything is played off like a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And it can be, like, there can be parts that are funny. You have, in film, you have what are referred to as beats. So it has to go on a beat. This was like somebody erratically playing a piano.
It was like me playing a piano.
Yes.
I don't know how to play a
Hold
piano.
on. No. It's like Mozart playing whoever does that song. And then he's just like gung 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 gung, and he just starts hitting the fucking piano and just like punching in shit. That's what this movie was like. It was like, at first it's like going, it's like, oh, we're going somewhere. And then it goes crazy. And then it's like, well, let's try to go somewhere good. Crazy again. Go somewhere good. It's like constantly the same shit over and over again. And it never like lands properly. It's always fucked up. God.
You know how Thor made $143 million this weekend?
Not by watching me.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I think next weekend they're going to make a hell of a lot less solely based off of your review.
Well, no, because they can't watch. Nobody's going to watch this. Like, we have like what 100 and some people watching this, but
it was
the fact is that I just can't even believe it. I just can't. So okay, all right. So Heather made a point. Maybe we should get off this, and it looks like a lot of people here don't even care. Like, look, how much will the box of fun be?
I don't know.
I love that the cover photo is Thor sucks, and this person comes in. How much will the box of fun be?
Okay, well, let me answer that question.
I will say $75.
I think it's going to be between 60 and 75 because it's going to be 4 Funko Pops as far as we know, and each Funko exclusive is typically $15, which would put it at 60, but I feel like they're going to add a little bit extra just because it's a special box. But we'll know more closer to the con, and we are going to put out videos that cover all of that once Funko announces what day it'll go up, time, hopefully they'll tell us a time, and more information, price point, hopefully.
Hold on. What did I think of Mighty Thor? The storyline for Mighty Thor pissed me off like so much because I wanted the storyline for Mighty Thor to be like to seem like it actually had a purpose, but it was let me figure out what my one-liner is going to be. Like that was the whole character arc. Was like I need to have a heroic one-liner. So stupid. And if you haven't seen it, you don't understand right now, but when you see it, you will. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Black Panther 2, completely agree, Robert G. Black Panther 2.
Gabriel, I would recommend going to watch Thor if you like Thor, and tell us how you feel about it afterwards. We know so many people who loved it. We know so many people who thought it was okay, and we know so many people who hated it. Like, there's not, like, with most movies, either people love it or hate it, and it sways heavily one way or the other. Like, Morbius, most people hated that movie. We still haven't seen it yet. I sort of want to see it only to, like, see what all the talk's about, but I sort of don't. Just because everyone says it's absolute garbage and I don't like to waste my time.
What the fuck?
What?
This person in our group goes, your opinion is wrong. Okay, let me explain something. My opinion is my opinion.
Yeah.
No one's opinion's wrong because if you think that something sucks, then something sucks. What? What is going on here? Why does everybody have to agree? I don't what is going on? Are we supposed to be all like connected and we all agree and like the same shit? Is that what this is supposed to be? I don't understand. People annoy the fuck out of me. People annoy me. You know why, Heather? It's because everybody is so defensive over the things that they love. And if you don't love what they love, then they're pissed off at you, they're angry at you, and they don't want to hear what your opinion is. This movie sucked. And that's all there is to it. I love the MCU. I love all the Marvel films in some way, shape, or form. This movie was horrible. I think that it should be completely removed out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There, I said it. And by the way, we deserved a better Gore the God Butcher. This was not the Gore God Butcher that we deserved. And by the way, we should have had so much more of Gore the God Butcher, but we didn't, and that sucked. Boom, there you go. Boom, roasted.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the Jane stuff. This didn't have to be a movie. This didn't have to be a movie. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm lost on that. Check Chris's blood pressure after this live, Heather.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. And you know what else is unfortunate is those people who feel the need to tell you that you're wrong for your opinion. That's like somebody saying, like, we got this guy. I love this guy. I think he's adorable. I think he's so cute. But that's like somebody saying that, hey, Heather, you're wrong. That thing's fucking ugly. Okay? Well, that's what you think of it. That's not what I think of it. And frankly, it's fine that you think it's ugly, but I don't really care. Like, I don't care that people feel a different way than I do about the things that I like. Like, for example, I loved Moon Knight. Chris hated Moon Knight.
I didn't hate it.
He didn't like it.
It was man.
He didn't like Moon Knight.
meh.
Guess what? I still love him. We're not getting a divorce over it, so shut the fuck up. I don't understand why people care so much when you like something that they don't like or when you don't like something that they like. It's stupid.
Jay Stole the Show says, I think Thor Love and Thunder is just filler until future Marvel films are released. I'm sure we can expect better from Marvel. I still haven't seen the movie, but I've enjoyed the Thor films. thank you for your comment. And you're right. I mean, it does definitely seem like filler to me, in my opinion. Feels like filler. What do we think is going to be a Funko Shop drop tomorrow, Heather? Do we think we're getting a Funko Shop drop? Rather, Brian Barrick asks.
I don't know. We're getting really close to STCC territory.
Yes.
So it's really hard to say. So I don't think we're getting anything at all next week until STCC. Not this coming week, but next week. Because next week, the week after this week that's happening now, that starts today, it's going through the weekend. The week after this, I feel like we're not really going to get any Funko Shop drops until the STCC drops happen. We could get something this week. I don't think we'll get something all 3 days. I don't think we'll get something twice this week.
When is STCC? How long?
Not this week, but the next one.
Okay, so really? We're that close? Wow. Time is flying. That's unbelievable. So the 21st? Mm-hmm. So it's the 21st through the 24th is STCC.
Yes.
Wow, we're getting closer and closer to NYCC. And NYCC is going to be the grand entrance of Mischief Toys being at, I guess, cons. I think that NYCC this year for Gastlecast is going to be unbelievable. Or for Mischief Toys and Gastlecast. It's going to be unbelievable. I can't wait. I believe one of the spoiler characters are going to be in the next Marvel Target drop. Interesting. Justin Green. That's an interesting way to spell Justin. Justen Green. Justen. Justin. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I heard there's a 4-hour cut. Yeah, Scott, we were talking about that a little bit ago. And yeah, maybe if they made a longer version to sort of like stretch out the storyline to make more sense of what we're watching and not be a constant joke. Like what it felt like to me, this movie, I'll give you in a nutshell. This movie felt to me like a award show, like a MTV Movie Awards or a Emmys. Like it reminded me of skits from stuff like that, all pieced together to make a film. That's what this felt like to me. Like all of it felt like something that you would see in a skit in one of those film Emmy Award things.
I liked what you said earlier, so I don't know if you were here before, but Chris had mentioned that it seemed like they needed to cut down the movie a bit just to fill, like, I don't know, someone's needs or someone's wants. I don't know how all that stuff works and why they cut down.
Or cut it down
like
because they can't have it too long for the theater.
Yeah, so Chris explained that he felt like there was probably like ongoing storylines, like a bunch of different storylines, and Taika cut quite a bit out because
My point is that they probably had the final product. And it was 3 hours long, and they're
4
like
hours.
Or let's say 4 hours. And the studio is like, well, you have to cut out an hour, hour and a half, whatever the time frame is. And when he's cutting it out, he's realizing that if I cut out too much time, I have to cut out certain story pieces in the film. So if he has to cut out certain story pieces, that means that it takes away a lot of the film. So instead of it decreasing by an hour and a half, it decreases by like, say, 2 hours. So you're losing a lot more than what really should be lost, right? So decreasing it, they say, well, it has to be at least, it has to be at least an hour short, and they have 4 hours long. Taika's like, well, I got to cut out storylines. It's going to be an extra hour that I have to cut out, and it ends up being 2. So I don't know. I think he was forced to do something he didn't want to do, and it just the movie felt like a play. Isn't that what you said? You said that in a video the other night.
I don't know if I said it in a video.
You did.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, because I edited it. I remember. And thank you, Anna Reyes. She's so nice. She's so sweet. Always giving us love.
She is very sweet.
My favorite quote of the movie was, "Ah!"
Our friend
Gooey loves nuts. Gooey love nuts. That is the greatest. That might be the greatest YouTube name I've ever seen.
One of our friends has been obsessed with those characters. Like, absolutely obsessed. That's all he can talk about.
What?
The goats.
Oh, the goats.
Yeah, that's the quote they were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the goats. Yeah, now I was thinking about Gooey Love Nuts.
Does how you feel about the movie change how you feel about the new Pops?
That's a good question. The answer to that is yes. So there are some Pops that I'm kind of like, I like the Mighty Thor, Lady Thor, whatever you want to refer to Jane Foster's Thor. I like her character. In fact, I ordered the pop-in-a-box version of her glowing in the dark because I liked it so much. But overall, it makes me not want to collect all of the Funko Pops. I like Doctor Strange, so I wanted them all for that reason. But this Thor, I don't know. It just didn't make me want them all. The one that I do want, do they have a Thor where he's wearing the t-shirt and he has the axe?
I don't know.
I like that version of Thor, the Ravager Thor. That Thor I want. I want it in Hot Toys also, but I don't even know if they make it. If they have it in pop form, I will buy that. But the other, like him with the helm, like the helm that he's wearing is kind of lame. I don't know. I didn't really like it. Are we going for the Hanna-Barbera NFT drop this week? I wanted to.
Gore looks fucking cool.
Yeah, Gore looks okay. The reason why I want the NFTs is for Space Ghost. Michael Farion, hello. That's okay. You can rewind back and watch the rest later on. It's okay if you missed a little bit.
I don't see T-shirt Thor in this lineup.
Justin Green, I agree. The longer films are great. I'm totally fine with it. The longer film, the better for me, buddy. My theater didn't get the bucket. We all wanted just a keychain, a metal tin, and a silly cup. Yeah, I didn't want the bucket. I was talking about that earlier. The bucket's like, it takes up an entire spare room. It's ridiculous. I did not want to buy that at all. It was like, how much was it? Like $60?
It was 55 shipped, so it was like $39.95.
Unbelievable.
Plus 15 shipping.
Chris is not Jane Foster. It's Jane Fonda and Jodie Foster. Thank you, Nick Bayer. You were watching or listening to the movie very close, apparently. Yes, Nicholas, the Jane Foster storyline was horrendous. And like I said before, her storyline or her motive was to come up with a one-liner. That was the whole reason for the movie, was her to come up with her heroic one-liner. And by the end of it, it was so stupid, so pointless, and so boring. I couldn't even believe that that's what they decided to shoehorn in the film. Well, listen to this. Scott Theobald says, this is Heather's going to nail you on this.
Sorry, Scott. I couldn't care less. Unless you actually could care less. But it's, when people use that, typically they mean they could not care any less about it. Like, okay. I don't care.
So here's why. Yes, thank you, Mike Petrino. Let's get to 100 likes, my friends. We appreciate that. Because we have about, 112 people in here right now.
People are rage hitting the dislike button right now because we don't like
mad.
it.
Yeah, of course. So, Scott, in reference to your comment, Black Panther 2, I'm not really sure what to think about that, but I have a good feeling that it'll be well done. Guardians 3, it's going to be a James Gunn joint. I think we're going to be okay. I wasn't the biggest fan of I wasn't the biggest fan of Guardians 2, but I think Guardians 3 is going to be really great. Yes, Thor definitely went backwards in this movie, Justin. Totally agree. It just seemed like in the last two movies, he was really bummed out. He was having a hard time. And it almost seemed like he reverted back into like a meathead or something. I don't know. It's really bizarre. It really frustrated me. Like, I felt like that Thor would be really thoughtful. And, now that he's lost everything, he's just happy for any, human interaction he can get. When Jane shows up, I thought that there would be like kind of a bigger deal about that, and there wasn't. I don't know. I'm trying not to spoil, and I promise that what I'm giving you is not spoiler territory. When you see the movie, we can discuss it then. Here's what I want you to do. If you feel strongly enough, email us, gastlecast@gmail.com, with your synopsis of what you thought about the movie or your review or whatever you want to call it, and I will certainly read it, and I will certainly respond back and let you know my thoughts, for sure. Because, listen, we all have opinions. Somebody told me in our group that my opinion was wrong, which I thought was interesting. But we all have opinions. You can love it and think it's the greatest movie ever. The Thor: Love and Thunder. I personally thought it was horrible. And listen, I have a channel where I can go on and I can just spew and yell and tell you what I think about something.
Well, guess what?
Right? This is my home to do that.
If people want to tell us their opinion, they can get on their channel and they can talk about how much they love it. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. And I'm not going to go in there and say you're wrong or like, you're not going to believe this, but our moderators had to kick somebody for calling me a bitch tonight. They had to kick somebody for calling you a shithead. And then they also had to kick somebody because they were a bot that was asking people for $5.99 to...
Who called me a shithead?
I don't know.
Well, like a normal viewer?
I don't think so. I had never seen their name before.
A lot of people get angry because Heather's really pretty and I'm with her and I'm, like an ogre. And I think people get really...
You're really pretty.
I am. I'm a little pretty. But people get angry that Heather and I are together and they get angry at me because Heather has fallen in love with me. And they like to comment all this hateful shit about me. Like, they talk shit about me. And you ever notice that? Like, they just seem angry.
I think they're angry because you're loud. But
I'm not that loud.
You're pretty loud.
You're loud, too.
I'm not as loud as you.
Come on. Did you miss Mischief Toys news? No. There hasn't been. Well, the only Mischief Toys news that we have is... I can't believe somebody called me a shithead and called you a bitch. By the way, did you notice how I was more concerned about somebody calling me a shithead than calling you a bitch?
Yeah, because you don't give a shit about my feelings.
Yes, I do. I think that people are stupid. Mischief Toys news. We have...
Hold on, really quick. They're only saying that because we don't like the movie that they like. That's how defensive people get over the shit that they like.
Right.
It's garbage. It's stupid, and frankly, it's hateful. And I don't appreciate being called a fucking bitch, and Chris doesn't appreciate being called a shithead, and I don't appreciate Chris being called a shithead. So fuck you, and fuck you too, because it's not right to call people names because they have a different opinion than you. And it's fucking bullshit that people think that they can bully people over the internet, and I don't appreciate it.
It's a joke. I mean, what are you worried about?
No, I'm not worried about me because I have tough skin and I can handle myself.
I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about me either.
I understand. But there's people who don't have the thick skin that you and I do that literally get so upset.
Yeah,
but,
I know. I get what you're saying, but let's not drag this out.
No. Stop. This needs to be talked about.
Okay.
People think that they can just say whatever the fuck they want because they're behind a keyboard, and it's bullshit. Nobody deserves that sort of hate because they have an opinion that's different than yours. It's stupid. People get so heated these days over politics and what's going on in the world, and we're literally sharing our opinion over a fucking Marvel movie. Shut up and grow the fuck up, you idiots. Sorry. God. I can't believe somebody called me a bitch over a fucking movie.
I think you were yelling at me before you told me to shut up.
Oh, when I told you that I was going to throw you out the window?
No, you told me to shut up. You told me to shut up or something. I think people maybe got angry. They were calling you a bitch over that.
We tell each other to shut up all the time.
Chris, you're
it's
pretty.
It's a movie about goats that scream.
Robert awfully said I'm prettier than you, and that's
I think you are very pretty.
Asim said I am Chris's daddy. Pop Cop says...
Let me tell you something. That is a huge compliment.
Pop Cop said, tell him tough guy, Heather. You know what? Because we're sitting here and we're hanging out, we're having a good time. There was a soda over here that we could not give away because Garrett, Fast Mode, he already had it.
Yeah, so he won one.
In a video tonight, by the way.
Yes.
We're going to explain that in a video tonight.
He won the soda on our Patreon Live. He's a patron.
Right.
But he won it again tonight. The same exact soda, which is so annoying because I wish I had another one of the others to give him.
So 3 weeks ago, we did Funko Soda Sunday. And we gave away sodas. And then we actually never gave them away. So tonight, in tonight's video, which will be posted after this live, we actually gave those sodas away finally. But tonight, because we're just hanging out and we have an extra soda to give away, I figured we would give it away here. So if we can get 100 likes on this video, do we have 100 yet?
Oh, I
don't
know.
Where are we? How many likes we got?
We were at 87. Hold on, let me back out.
But tonight, because we're just hanging out.
Now it's saying 67?
Oh my God, we lost likes?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I
How
don't
many,
know
how many
if
likes
we
do we
lost
have?
Likes.
We're
It's
down to
showing
67. Holy crap. Yeah, so before it was like 100. People must have got that mad at us.
Maybe. I just said fuck you to a couple people that called me a bitch and you a shithead, but...
That's okay. I'm fine with that. But seriously, are we not at 100? We're not at 100. I figured that we were close to one. We're at 78 according to mine.
Oh, okay.
So I don't even know how many likes are we at? 70 likes.
Sean Neal said, my opinion, I'm a bigger shithead bitch than either of you.
Now we're at 84.
Did you hear
I did.
that?
I heard you. Yeah. Now we're at 84.
funny.
So if we can get up to 100, then we will give away a soda. But I'm not going to give it away now if we're not at 100, because to me that seems like a problem.
Bearded Salvi said, whoa, that's messed up. It's not cool to call anyone names. Honestly, these assholes must hate their life. Hell yeah, tell them fuck you. I honestly love both of you. The content is great.
Amazing. Thank you.
You only think our content's great because I'm saying F you to people who are calling us names. People are so shitty for real.
I know. We're at 95 likes now. Look at you. People want free shit. Now they're going to like what we're saying. Unbelievable. Okay. So what soda is it that we're giving away? I don't even know.
Doctor Strange, hold on. Michelle D, I'm going to see Thor on Tuesday. Will it at least be some brainless fun for me? Michelle D, I am so excited for you to go and see it, and I seriously, like, no BS here. I want you to tell me how you feel about it, because I love knowing how people feel about stuff that I don't like. Like, it's cool that, like, if I go and see a movie and I love it, like, I know it's a good movie to me, at least. I love to know...
Oh, we're at 100.
Nice. It's really
Thank you,
cool
Brian Bear.
knowing that, like, other people like the same thing that I like. But when people like something that I don't like, I'm, like, eager to find out.
Right.
Like, I don't care about why you liked it. I just want to know if you liked it or not. Is that weird?
I'm an eager little beaver, Heather.
Yeah,
I told
me
you that.
too.
Hey, Chris and Heather, what do you think about Eddie selling for $350 on eBay? I think the person buying that is silly for spending that kind of money. But if you want it, you want it, and that's just how things go. Well, here, let me just say what I'm going to say. So I think it's if that person wants to spend that kind of money on the Eddie Funko Pop, then have at it. If you have the money, then do it. That's totally fine. But the one thing I always wanted to say, and the word that I want to put out is, don't spend your money, at least this much money, on a store exclusive. And here's the reason why. Store exclusives like Hot Topic and Target nowadays restock a lot. So most likely, if you miss out on the first or second wave, they're going to drop more waves in the future. And because supply chain is so screwed up, you're going to have multiple chances at getting what you want. Because as Heather mentioned, I don't know, in a couple of videos ago, they will ship from overseas to here, and they'll sell, like, let's say 25% of the stock, and then the other 75% comes from overseas, and then they flood the market. So what you pay today for $375, next week you might be paying $8.75. So just keep that in mind. Don't overspend. Don't let FOMO get to you. If you really have to get it and you have the money, then so be it. Do what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. All I'm saying is,
I disagree with that.
All I'm saying is that we're telling you that it's best to save your money.
No.
But if you don't want to, then don't. People are going to do what they want to do. You can't tell them what to do.
I'm going to tell them what to do.
Okay.
See, you know, people say that we influence people, so let me influence you for a bit. I'm going to let you know that if you are trying to spend $200 on an Eddie,
right?
Don't do it. First of all, you're supporting flippers, which then makes flippers think, oh, I can make money off this shit. So then they go out and they, like, empty shelves and stuff. So then they're taking all the pops that you want, and then you're forced to go to eBay or Mercari or whatever and buy them, okay? Nobody wants to spend more than retail, right? So you're supporting that. Second reason, don't support them because, like Chris said, there's an overabundance of these pops. Not currently, but they're going to be on store shelves no later than October, but I feel like we're going to see them by August or September. If you have that $200 and you're ready to click that buy button on eBay, do me a favor, send me $175. since, you know, you can just spend that kind of money on a Funko Pop, take the $15 and go to Target's website come September or October and buy it there. Influencers.
So in other words, you're trying to make money? I just told them to wait and then do what they want to do, but now you want to get paid?
Listen, no.
So
I'm just saying.
So your advice is to pay you?
No, my advice is I just gave you great advice to wait.
Right?
Pay me for my services.
I like how you're getting paid.
Then spend the $15. Don't support the flippers. You're supporting me. Don't support the flippers. And you just buy it off Target's website.
So what do you say about this?
Okay.
We're going to give away a soda.
Okay, we're giving away a soda.
What if we show them our idea for our next item? I think this is a good opportunity to see what people have to say.
Muku, we are not giving anything away.
We actually are this time.
We are, but
No,
you
let
asked too
Muku can come in. It's fine. But what? How
they're
about,
asking if we're giving away any Thor Pops.
Heather, how about we show off one of the things and see what people have to say about it? I think this is a good opportunity to do it. Well, it's sort of a preview. It gives everybody something to look at while they're here. I think this is exciting. What do you think? Because we're going to be putting in our order hopefully in the next 2 days. So we're giving a preview and want to see what people have to say about it.
I think it's cooler to just drop shit on them.
I think
but
it's
if you
cool to
wanna
show
do
them.
that, that's
So,
fine.
okay. So tonight, we weren't going to show you this, but because I love you guys so much and I love going live and I love your support, if you guys want to see something really cool for Mischief Toys, I think you're really going to dig this. Please, in the comments section, hashtag I want to see that butthole, if you could, and we will show you this. If I can get hashtag I wanna, WANNA, see that butthole, hashtag I want to see that butthole at least 10 times, I will show you something really special, something that I think will blow your socks off, and something that will hopefully be up on mischieftoys.com for sale over the next week or so.
No,
I'm
it's
hoping.
not the next week or so.
No,
Chris.
more longer than that?
It's going to be longer than that. That's
No. We might be doing pre-orders we talked about.
We're not doing
Oh,
pre-orders.
you don't want to do pre-orders. Okay.
What are you doing?
Hey, if you could stop yelling at me in front of everybody, that'd be great.
Holy shit. You're just crazy.
All right,
Off the
so
rails.
hashtag I want to see buttholes. Or hashtag I want to see butthole.
Muku said, hey, Heather, be nice. I'm your #1 fan.
They are.
They only come... Muku coming through. They only coming through
Yeah.
to ask us if we're giving shit away.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's
There's
7.
a lot more, but
8, 9,
Facebook
10.
is censoring it.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's censoring it for real?
Facebook. Oh my god.
You mean
YouTube.
Okay, so you want to see that butthole. All right.
Linda wants to see that butthole in all caps.
Okay, here I'm gonna do one better. So just hang tight, and I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna do it in a way where it makes sense. Sean Neal, I need one of those. You just messaged us, and I'm just saying I need one. So I'm just letting you know that, just in case you come across it again.
That's not it. That's not
Oh,
it.
that's not it.
That's not it. I don't have a good photo of it.
Well, give me whatever you have.
Hold on.
Oh, I know where it is.
No, I got it. I got it right here.
Oh.
It's a picture of a computer screen,
Right.
but they'll get the idea.
Right. Okay, hang tight. I'm going to show you. Don't get all worked up here. I'm going to show you something. So what you're about to see is something that we will most likely have for sale very soon. I don't know when it'll be. Heather will yell at me if I try to give you some sort of date, as you heard earlier. But this is something that we want to put up very, very soon. And I don't know when that'll be. Hopefully sooner rather than later. If you see it, there it is. All right, so I think you can see that. That's going to be a new shirt that comes out. It's very much similar to the Stranger Things shirt. The, what is it? The Hellfire Club?
Yeah.
The Hellfire Club shirt. We're going to make a Mischief Toy shirt. And this is what our artist came up with today. This is not open to debate or have you guys review it or anything like that. This is our final look for the shirt and logo. We will be selling these hopefully soon. I do not have a price point yet, but I am super excited about this shirt. I will be wearing the fuck out of this shirt. I think it's badass. I think our artist did an amazing job on this shirt. So look out for this very, very soon. That's our Mischief Toys slash, Hellfire Club shirt. Thank you. I'm seeing everybody. Please not black. I don't know what that means. Please not black. So it's going to be on a shirt that's like the shirt from Stranger Things.
It's a white baseball shirt, black sleeves.
Yes. Michelle D says, want now. Yes. So this is going to be, I think, a big deal. I think people are really going to like it. We're ordering a bunch of these over the next week or so. I don't know when they'll be complete. We're hoping sooner rather than later. We're hoping to have them completed before SDCC and have them on sale the week of SDCC. Maybe this will be that'll be great. SDCC exclusive if it's possible, right? So who knows? We'll have to see how it all goes. I don't know. Look at this. Everybody's having a good time. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I hope you guys are liking it. I thought that was cool.
Stationary Wanderer, the artist is my friend, Noelle. She is incredible. She does all of our Mischief Toys artwork, all of our business cards, all of our logos she's designed. She finalized the look of Ghastly. Chris did a rough sketch. She made it look pretty. But she's doing the artwork for all of the upcoming figures, and you will definitely be able to see just how good she is when you see those figures.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So that's our logo for our new shirt. I think you guys are, well, it seems like you guys are digging it already, but I think when you see the final product, you'll really dig it. This was something that we've been working for the week. I didn't know if we would be able to get it done in time, but I wanted to get it done so people are hyped and excited about the new Stranger Things episodes. And I told Heather, we should make this shirt now, and that way people who are watching the show, now they can wear their Mischief Toys gear, and people are going to know exactly what it is, because two years from now, people might not know what this logo is anymore. I don't know. So for now, people are going to want to wear this, right? So I think that... I think it's going to look great in the final product. Maybe we'll have some stickers done as well and some other things. We'll have to see. So thank you for the feedback. We appreciate you guys. We'll have hopefully something very soon. Oh, I moved that. I don't know why I did that. There we go. All right. Cool. Well, that was a good thing. All right, Heather, do you want to give away our Doctor Strange soda?
Yes, I do. I do. Give me just a moment and I will do something.
And for the time being, I'll put this back up so you guys can take a look at it. Let's see, where is it at? There we go. You guys can take a look at that. Heather, what are the rules?
The rules are the rules. If anyone can tell me what the rules is from, I will love you forever. Please do that. But the rules are, you are going to choose a number between 50 and 85. I have it written down in front of me. First person who guesses right wins a Doctor Strange soda. Please do not enter if you already have this. Do not want it. I don't feel like choosing another winner. So, yeah. For some reason, people will choose numbers, win something, and say, oh, I already have that. I don't want it.
Yeah, only jump into this if you want it, okay?
Please,
and
don't make me do work twice.
If you're out of the United States, it's going to be $5 shipping on our end, and then the rest is going to be on you. I've mentioned this time and time again. It's just it gets very expensive for us.
Mom Bat, you did not win this, but you do win my love. You said that the rules is from Fairly Odd Parents, and I appreciate you for knowing that so much.
Here, for that, we'll give her a Sam soda for being awesome.
Mom Bat, I hope you love Sam. You're getting a Sam soda.
So, Mom Bat, please message us or email us. Message us on Instagram at Gastlecast or email us gastlecast@gmail.com.
We have a winner for the Doctor Strange soda. It is Justin Green. Justin Green, please do us a favor. Like Chris said, gastlecast@gmail.com. Email us or DM us on Instagram with your address, and we will certainly get this out to you. Hopefully first thing tomorrow if you send us your address soon enough. The number was 72. I just used a scrap piece of paper for it, but I circled it right here. Congratulations, Justin. Justin with an E.
Congratulations to both winners, and thank you. Was it Mom Bat?
Yes, Bat Mom Bat.
Mom Bat. Congratulations.
Please send us your email address or your email address.
Your address.
Your address as well, your physical address. Unfortunately, I cannot email a soda to you. But yeah.
Does it have a hog on it? The answer is no, but we could put a hog on it.
Oh, and Garrett is actually in here. So thank you so much, Garrett, for reminding me that we picked you on our Patreon call for this soda. I'm really sorry that you won something that you won twice.
Yeah, you're just very lucky. That's all it is. Fast mode. But in this video tonight, we're going to be giving these away. You'll see it in the video. So this one is actually going not to fast mode, but to somebody else. So Garrett will not be getting that one.
To Justin Green.
Justin Green
gets it.
So
I'm gonna
congratulations,
use the bathroom.
Justin.
I have to pee so bad.
Oh, well, okay. Tom Kirshner, or is it Kirshner? Much love to you, my friend. Thank you. I never win this. Is a first. I want to thank Mom. Oh, Bat Mom Bat. Yes, of course. We're so happy that you won it. And thank you for making Heather's night, for knowing what the reference was. That makes me really excited. Really glad that you guys are liking the Mischief Toys logo that we came up with, or that our artist came up with my inspiration. I basically told her what I was looking for, and that's what she gave us. Really cool relationship between us and the artist. We basically give her, like, here are the things that we want, and we're hoping that it'll have this, this, and this. She'll send us stuff back. We'll tell her critiques of things that we don't want, things that we do want, and we kind of go back and forth until we get the final product, and we ended up getting this. Originally, around Mischief Toys, there were skulls and crossbones, and I thought they just looked so silly and kind of out of place. So we decided to put little ghastly-looking skulls instead, and I think that looks so much better, in my opinion. I think that looks so much better. Can you bring back the funky, corny hold music you used in past videos when you didn't want to talk about a new pop and would shout no or next, and it would flash a glam shot of the... Oh, Graham, yes. I actually have that song saved, and we used it recently on something. It might have been like a month ago, but yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll totally continue to use that when things like that occur. Unfortunately, Heather does not believe a Stitch voice is a thing. 3 days, Awesome Network. I'm sorry to break the news to you. Can we see the blacklight ghastly behind you on the second shelf? It looks awesome. It's not a black... So, oh, you're talking about this. So this was made by Star Rosas, who's in the chat section. She made this for us, and it's beautiful. She's made us a couple of different things like this. We have something else around here somewhere. I think I might have it set up on my desk. But she made this for us, and it looks fantastic under the black light. So a big thanks to her. Shout out to her for doing such awesome things for us. It looks beautiful. Heather glued it all together so it will no longer fall apart and sit on the shelf behind us. So that's awesome. They wanted to see this. And that's
Yeah,
a
he's
really
cool.
piece. Yeah, hell yeah. That is a cool piece. If you guys ever make any Ghastly or... Oh, here's the other thing. Ghastly... This is the other thing that Star made. Ghastly or Mischief Toys related stuff or art, please tag us in it on Instagram at Mischief Toys, or mail it to us like Star did. I love to get stuff that's related to Ghastly. I think it's so sweet. As I mentioned before, I created something, I drew a little picture, and now it's becoming a world, and it just really blows my mind. So a big shout out to all of you out there who support not only Gastlecast, but Mischief Toys. It is a huge, huge deal for us. Can I do a Super Mario jump set? Sure. Does that sound good? Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Star is amazing. Star is amazing. Chris, are you big into DC? Are you a big DC?
I think he meant, are you a big DC fan?
Am I a big DC fan? The answer to that is no. I'm not a big DC fan. I love the DC cartoons, the cartoon films and TV shows. Oh, Flipcake Designs. Yes, you did make a Ghastly LED light. Yes, you did. Hell yeah. You did a really good job. In fact, you made us a trash light that's in our bathroom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Heather and I's master bathroom to our bedroom, we have a little LED, or not LED, but it's like a little 3D printed, it's
Nightlight.
trash or trash or whatever. It's badass. So thank you, Flipcake. We appreciate it. All right, so we've been on here long enough, haven't we? We've been on here for an hour and 40. We're almost 2 hours. Heather said before we went live, let's make this one a short one. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. We're too busy having fun. You had fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun as well. We appreciate all of you guys. You guys are amazing, and we appreciate your support. Thank you to all of you guys who were haters and yelled at us for disliking Thor Love and Thunder. I'm sorry that we didn't like the movie that you liked. That sucks. But hopefully...
Sucks for you? I don't know. Like, what does my opinion on something affect somebody else's life?
Well, we're influencers, right? So we might influence people not to like them. I don't know.
I'll influence them to shut the fuck up.
But the thing is that we didn't like it, and that's fine. That's okay, right? We'll like the next Marvel film. A lot of people were panning the new Doctor Strange, but I loved it, right? So, I don't know. People...
I didn't like
that
one so much.
What they want. I don't care. Batman the Animated Series is fantastic. I love it. STP-310. I think it's a great show. I loved it. I loved Batman and Robin, which was a TV show there for a while also. I liked the Justice League show for a bit. I liked the Superman animated series. I liked a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
When can we start abbreviating Mischief Toys to MT? We have. We've been doing that a lot lately. Okay. Thank you guys. We love you. We appreciate.
Thank you, Pop Cop, for still loving us, even though we shit on Thor.
Thank you. We love you.
Shane Millet said those same people like the Carnage Funko Pop.
Possibly. Not entirely sure about that. They probably like both. Thank you, Anna Reyes. She goes, remember, only facts can be right or wrong, not opinions. Thank you so much, Anna. You're so sweet. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Head over to MischiefToys.com and join our newsletter. That way, anytime we go or we post anything new about Mischief Toys and Ghastly, go and follow our Instagram for Mischief Toys at Mischief Toys. Follow our Instagram for Gastlecast at Gastlecast, and join our Facebook group. If you go to Gastlecast.com, it'll take you to our group on Facebook. You can answer the questions and join the group. Highly recommend that you do. It's a great place for Funko Pop collectors and collectors of all things. We like to post about a lot of stuff in there and even talk about movie reviews. So go and join that as well. You won't regret it. We love you. We will see you back here next Sunday live, but for the rest of the week, you'll get a brand new video every single day, okay? And hey, we're almost to 11,000 subscribers. We're almost there, so if you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe now. Enjoy the new video. It'll be up in about 15 minutes. We love you guys. Remember, as always, we hunt together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.